Hi there, Cyril Trader here. Let's check in with the major US indices, just do a quick update. And okay, it was certainly possible to label this as a completed short-term 5-wave sequence, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's done, and no, in fact, it's not done. So we've come up and made a higher high once again today, gapped up in fact, and it's possible maybe for this final fifth wave of the sequence, maybe we're going to work an ending diagonal. That's certainly possible. And then at that point, still would really be expecting some sort of larger corrective pullback. Seems due any time. We still have these big divergences. Divergences on the MACD, divergences on RSI. So really, it's just not conducive to a real strong breakout here, in my opinion, under these technical conditions. And if we just go into the 15-minute chart, zooming in, so we had a gap up, didn't fill the gap. So really, it just looks like we have maybe an ABC down, and towards the end of the day, we're actually breaking out of this parallel trend channel and possibly going to go up and make another higher high. I certainly wouldn't rule that out. But this is the 15-minute time frame, so pretty short term. But bigger picture, I'd still be expecting a more reasonable pullback before we can really get going to the upside, if that's what's going on here. So don't take any big positions to the long side at this point. Just be patient, wait for the setup. There's no sense in trading a suboptimal setup. You can just sit it out and wait. Okay, so we'll go to the candlestick chart. Now, today, gap up and a doji, and we're still in overbought condition. So, a gap up doji in overbought condition, typically, possible reversal signal, at least short term. That being said, though, the doji doesn't necessarily mean that we stop there, but it's just kind of a warning saying, hey, sit back and watch, see what happens here. But certainly, I'm not going to rule out further upside. Okay, so we'll go to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And I believe it actually had a bit stronger of a day. All right, yeah, so the Dow made a new high after consolidating for a few days there. Still hasn't actually taken out this resistance level, though. And perhaps it's going to right away, another day like the one we had, and I'd say we're there or beyond it. So I wouldn't rule out further strength here in the industrials. Interesting if they actually become a leadership group as opposed to, tech within the NASDAQ. We'll go look at the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ had a strong opening, big gap up opening. But then a large rejection, and obviously made new all-time intraday highs on that strong open. But then really no follow-through off the open, and actually substantial decline throughout the day. And we closed not quite the lows of the day, but we closed actually down just over a point for the day. So that's significant. That's a potential reversal, at least short term. The fact you gap up so strongly and then actually
trading
still
connection lost.
Have a bit of a loss for the day. That's not necessarily a good sign short term here. So I'd be cautious here. Can't rule out further near term upside, but I'd say really the next significant move should be some sort of larger pullback. And of course we'll check in as the week goes on here. Now the VIX still has nothing really exciting going on here. And really, if the VIX gets much lower here, down below, we're really at near the bottom of the range. So if I see it around the low 11s, I'd say that's just another good opportunity to pick up some cheap VIX calls, knowing that, hey, even if nothing substantially bearish happens in the market, just from regular fluctuation, you're probably going to gain a point or two on the VIX, in well enough time for those calls to benefit from
Trading
it.
connection
So
re-established.
that's kind of my take on that. Just watching
Market
the VIX
data
for
connection
potential
lost.
low ball
Market
entry
data
opportunity.
connection re-established.
All right. Well, that should be good for now. And we'll check in as the week progresses. Serial trader signing off.